Andy here with the Fence Post Indie Music and Vinyl blog, and we are finally here. My top 5 albums of 2022. I have been doing the countdown for a few days now, and we're finally at the end. In at number 5 is Belle and Sebastian, A Bit of Previous. Now, I've said it a few times at this point, and I'm going to say it again, but I firmly believe that A Bit of Previous is Belle and Sebastian's best work since 2006's The Life Pursuit. I believe I said it in my unboxing video of this, my Rough Trade exclusive retailer pressing on clear vinyl, and I know I said it on my top 5 Spotify artists of 2022 list. I'm going to say it one more time. I love this album, and I think it won't just stand the test of time, but it may have the potential to grow into a career favorite for Belle and Sebastian. That's saying something because I am a truly diehard fan. Number 4, Lucifer on the Sofa by Spoon. Lucifer on the Sofa by Spoon is kind of similar to Belle and Sebastian's A Bit of Previous. What's different is that I feel Lucifer on the Sofa actually surpasses all other studio LPs Spoon has released to date. It's something I said originally when I covered this here, my Amazon exclusive pressing, and it continues to hold true today. I will admit that's a pretty monumental statement given that I'm a big Spoon fan and given how long Spoon has been around. I have all of their records dating back to 2000's Kill the Moonlight. At this point, I doubt you'll change my mind on that topic, but we'll see. I'm sticking with it for now. Number 3, Built to Spill's When the Wind Forgets Your Name. Now, if you've checked out my recent video on the Smashing Pumpkins and how melancholy and the infinite sadness was really pivotal in sparking my passion for discovering new music, then hear this. I have been a fan of Built to Spill since just after that moment. That's since the mid-90s. In particular, Perfect From Now On and The Normal Years both took that passion and expanded it way beyond the mainstream. Their 2022 album, When the Wind Forgets Your Name, is fucking phenomenal and truly among one of my favorites of the year. Obviously, I'm putting it at number 3. Beyond the 3 tracks Built to Spill hyped, all on the A side, I've absolutely fallen in love with All Right and Comes a Day from the B. This album really takes me back to all of those times where I just loved exploring new music from the earliest days of that passion, 30 years ago almost. Number 2 is Kevin Morby and This Is a Photograph. The title track to Kevin Morby's 2022 LP was my number 1 song of the year, according to Spotify Wrapped, followed by A Random Act of Kindness off of the same album. Over the past several years, Morby has crafted somewhat conceptual albums that center around a theme, predominantly the theme of life and mortality. I'll read a statement pulled from Vinyl Me Please. In January 2020, Kevin Morby watched his father collapse in the middle of family dinner. That night, still gripped with shock, Morby waited to hear more. He passed the time in the basement of his childhood home, flipping through old family photographs, images that resonated with him more in this moment than they could have on any other day. One particular photo grabbed him. His father as a young man, posing shirtless, looking invincible, roughly the same age as Morby was in that moment. Just hours earlier, he had watched as the same man was hauled away in an ambulance, his future uncertain. It was a contrast that jolted Morby and stirred questions about growing up, getting old, and staring down the concept of mortality. For someone like myself, fully cemented in midlife now that I'm in my 40s, a truly introspective introvert with penchant for personal growth and philosophy, it's these topics that I find home, and I experienced some similar things this year. This is a photograph builds on 2020's Sundowner, but the musicianship is larger, fuller, more robust. In many ways, I actually struggled to decide whether this was number 1 or number 2 for me this year. It's really, really close. And tomorrow, or even 10 minutes from now, I may look back and say, well, shit. I should have done that. But what can you do? Number 2, Kevin Morby, This Is a Photograph. And that brings us to number 1, Dragon New Warm Mountain, I Believe in You, by Big Thief. Aside from being the ridiculously long name, the album kind of follows suit. It's an explorative double album packed with 20 songs that weaves somewhat through uncharted territory for Big Thief. From folksy with tinges of country to exploding into space dreamy, stripped down minimal to expansive. Dragon New Warm Mountain, I Believe in You follows the path that most ambitious double albums do. I mean, I can think of 2 right off the top of my head. The White Album by the Beatles, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness by Smashing Pumpkins. Those albums saw the bands stepping into new directions, exploring new pathways, and creating albums that were truly groundbreaking and forward-thinking and timeless. To me, Dragon New Warm Mountain joins those ranks, and I think it will go down as an all-time great, at least for me. Number 1, Dragon New Warm Mountain, I Believe in You, by Big Thief. That's it, my top 22 albums of 2022. I hope that you have stuck around through all of this mess, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time as I continue unboxing my collection and rattling off random-ass lists that are not nearly as concise and cohesive as this one. See you next time.